boys and girls, welcome to Sunday School. Zebedee and Abigail have joined us for our story today. We also have a fun craft to do in a little bit, and we're going to have music with Mrs. Jackson. But first, let's listen to our story. We are looking at the story of Zacchaeus, found in the book of Luke, chapter 19, verses 1 through 10. Let's listen.
Hey friends, it's Samuel. Have you ever been in a situation that felt unfair to you? In this story, the crowd of people definitely thought what was happening was unfair. Oh wait, let me rewind and tell you the story. Jesus is walking into Jericho, where there is a crowd of people to meet him. Zacchaeus, a tax collector, climbs up in a tree to see Jesus over the crowd. Tax collectors were not popular in those days. They were known for being unfair, cheating people out of their money, and making the lives of people really hard. As Jesus walks through the crowd, he stops at the most unexpected person, Zacchaeus. I wonder if the crowd thinks Jesus is going to be mad at Zacchaeus or yell at him. Instead, Jesus tells Zacchaeus to come down because he's going to stay at his house that day. Huh? He chose Zacchaeus? The crowd was not happy. How could Jesus stay with someone who had done wrong? Zacchaeus is so excited to welcome Jesus, and he promises to be fair. Jesus never mentioned the bad things Zacchaeus did, but Jesus helps Zacchaeus change by being kind and loving. Jesus shows us how to give people second chances, even when we don't know if they deserve them. Sometimes people just need a chance to be better. Last year, I started a new school and didn't know anybody. I hated being the new kid, and I didn't know how to make friends. Instead of trying, I was really grumpy. I didn't talk to anyone. One day, one of the kids in my class invited me to go to the park. I was so surprised. I knew I had not been nice because I was upset about being at a new school and not knowing anybody. When I went to the park, I made a lot of new friends. After that, I wasn't grumpy or alone anymore. I was so grateful that they invited me and gave me a chance. The people around Zacchaeus that day thought it was unfair that Jesus would choose him over them. Jesus saw past his mistakes, and he knew he could be better. Jesus was right. Zacchaeus changed. Instead of assuming people won't change, let's remember that Jesus guides us to give everyone a chance. Now, it's time for you to wonder.
Boys and girls, our craft today, we're going to be making a little paper bag Zacchaeus craft. And so you should have gotten in your packet, you will have gotten a paper bag and a little Zacchaeus character and a couple sheets of paper. And what we're going to do is, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to take your Zacchaeus and you're going to color it. So get your crayons or your markers or your colored pencils, whatever you like to color with, and you're going to fill that in, and then you're going to cut out the circle and cut out the figure. And so I went ahead and I cut out my Zacchaeus and my little sign here. And then you're going to want to take your green paper. I gave you 2 shades of green, and I want you to cut some leaf shapes out. So I'm just going to turn this little guy over. I cut out some little pieces. Now you can cut out bigger leaves. It's up to you, whatever you want. And I just kind of cut a little half crescent, and then I do it again, and that just makes a little leaf shape. And if you need some help, I'm sure big brother, big sister, or mom and dad are happy to help you. But I bet you can do a great job just cutting out some little shapes for your leaves. And so then you're going to have a bunch of leaves and your Zacchaeus and your sign. And so when you cut the Zacchaeus out, save your scraps, because what you want to do is you're going to take your paper bag and we're going to open it up, and just to make sure that it opens. And then the first thing that I would do is I would go ahead and stick those little scraps in the bottom, okay, just to kind of give it a little something in the bottom, and then kind of close it back a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut, not all the way up, but we're going to cut stripes, kind of strips, in our paper bag. You want to make about, 3 or 4 of them, or 5, maybe 5. And then, so now I've got, it looks like fringe, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I have a little bit in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of crush it, and I'm going to twist a little bit so that it is making the base of my tree. Do you see that? And I'm not doing it too hard, I'm just kind of twisting a little bit. Now you look at all this fringe. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple of them together, and then I'm going to just kind of crumple those together to make my branches. And so you just gently kind of crumple them. Maybe make on this side, you can just kind of twist them a little bit and press them, and they'll make branches for your different branches of the tree. And they can go all different ways. You can just get, have fun with it, make them go in different directions. And there's not a right way or a wrong way. You can just play with it and see what you can do. I love the story of Zacchaeus. It's a great example of forgiveness and the importance of including people. So, all right, so now when you get all your branches out, then what you're going to want to do is you want to kind of look and figure out where you're going to want to stick Zacchaeus. So I think in this one, I would probably just slide him in there. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that in mind. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take your glue stick or glue that you have, and you just want to add leaves to your branches. And all you do is just push, get a little bit of glue on them, and just press them to the branches. And you do a little bit here, a little bit there, until you get as many as you want to make it look like it's a tree. And then, so you just kind of keep adding them. And you can fill your tree as much as you want. Of course, I keep sticking to my fingers. And again, not a wrong or a right way. You just fill it to what looks good to you and how you want to get that in there. Oh, he came away with my finger. All right. And then when you get as many leaves as you want, then I would take your Zacchaeus and put a little bit of glue on him and set him in where you want him, and just press. And you can continue to twist, and if you don't like, if it's not quite the way that you want it, you can just twist your branches a little bit more. And then see, so I've got that. If you need to bend it back, you can, to help him stand up. And then you're going to take your little circle that talks about Zacchaeus. It tells you about, it says Zacchaeus climbed a tree to see Jesus, and it's got our Bible verse on there. And then you just glue that on. Whoop. And then there you have it. So have fun with that. There's also a couple other activities in the packet. Younger children, there is a coloring sheet for you, and then an activity where you can finish the sycamore tree. You can draw Zacchaeus up here and Jesus down here and finish that. And older children, we've got on this side, you can test your knowledge of trees, see what you know about trees already, and then you have a fun connect the dot on the other side. So I hope you guys enjoy that. God bless and have a great week. Bye.
Hi everybody. Last week I was hoping for snow, but we got lots of sleet instead. And we're recording on Wednesday again this week, and it's sunny outside and 63 degrees. Oh my gosh, what a difference a week makes. In this week's Sunday school lesson, you learned the story of Zacchaeus. Did you know that there's a song that tells the story of Zacchaeus? Can you guess what the song is called? Zacchaeus. Actually, its longer title is Zacchaeus Was a Wee Little Man. It's not a long song, but it has a lot of words. So I'm going to sing it for you, and I'm going to teach part of it. If we look at the board, I've got the first phrase written on the board. I've written the notes on the staff. I've got the words underneath. So the first phrase is this: Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. And then this melody, this tune repeats with different words. So I'm going to sing it through for you. If you know it already, you can sing along, and we'll learn part of it. Here's how it goes. Actually, we'll sing the first part. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. Did you get that? Let's learn it a bit at a time. Listen first. Zacchaeus was a wee little man. Can you sing that with me? Are you ready? Here we go. Zacchaeus was a wee little man. Here's the second part. Listen. And a wee little man was he. Hear how the note at the end of the phrase goes up, not down like this one. Here's the second part. Sing it with me. Ready? Here we go. And a wee little man was he. All right, let's put that whole first phrase together. Sing as much as you know. If you can only get Zacchaeus in there, that's fine. Sing as much as you can. Here we go. First phrase. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. Just occurred to me, do you know what the word we means? Not we like you and me, everybody, but we, W-E-E, it's another word for little. So it was like a little man, a wee little man, okay? All right, I'm going to teach the rest of the song. I'm going to sing the rest of the song. We'll start at the beginning. You sing with me. I'm just going to sing the rest of it the whole way through. And there's one place in the middle where I know we can learn it together. Here's how it goes. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in a sycamore tree, for the Lord he wanted to see. And as the Savior passed that way, he looked up in the tree. And he said, Zacchaeus, you come down, for I'm going to your house today. For I'm going to your house today. So did you hear that one place in the middle where we stopped singing? I stopped singing. We just have words to speak. Let's learn that because that's a fun part. So we say, Jesus is passing by, and he looks up in the tree, and he says, Zacchaeus, you come down. Can you say that with me? Are you ready? Like you're talking to someone far away. Here we go. Zacchaeus, you come down. And then we end with, for I'm going to your house today. Because Jesus wanted to go by and visit Zacchaeus and have dinner with him. Now, I know that you won't be able to learn all those words because there's a lot of words, but there's some motions with this song, and you can put some motions. If you can't learn all the words, then let's put the motions with them. I'm going to move my stand out of the way here. Okay, so first one we start with is wee little. All right, we start at the beginning. You just do what I do. It kind of goes with the song, with the words of the song. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in a sycamore tree, for the Lord he wanted to see. And as the Savior passed that way, he looked up in the tree. And he said, Zacchaeus, you come down, for I'm going to your house today. For I'm going to your house today. Very good. Did you get all of those? We're going to do it again in just a little bit. So let's look back at the board. Get my notes here. There is a note that we learned last week. Do you remember what it's called? It's called the quarter note. Look, I've got one here. Kind of fancy. It's got fancy edges. So here's a quarter note. Do you see that there are quarter notes in our song about Zacchaeus? There are a lot of them. Okay? Zacchaeus was a wee. These are different notes. They go faster. Little man, and a wee little man was he. And that last note is longer. So remember, our quarter notes keep a nice steady beat here. Can you clap with me while we do this first phrase? Let's clap on the quarter notes. Are you ready? Here we go. Ready? Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. Okay? So remember, our quarter note keeps a nice steady beat. One count for each of those when we have a 4/4 time signature or something with a 4 on the bottom. Let's do that one more time, and this time do something other than clapping. Can you march in place? Can you march in a circle? Let's do the first phrase, and we'll clap or march or pat or something on the quarter notes. Here we go. Ready? Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. Okay, very good. So remember, our quarter note, head and stem makes up our quarter note with the note filled in. All right, you got that? Very good. Now let's go back to singing the song again. Okay, folks, I'm at the piano now, so I'm going to accompany us while we sing. Can you sing as much as you can with me? Remember your Zacchaeus, you come down part. And you add the motions. I can't really add the motions very well while I play, so I'm going to have to count on you to remember those. I'll try to remind you. Remember, we climbed, past, Zacchaeus, you come down. Got it? All right, here we go. Let's sing together. Are you ready? Here we go. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in a sycamore tree, for the Lord he wanted to see. And as the Savior passed that way, he looked up in the tree, and he said, Zacchaeus, you come down, for I'm going to your house today. For I'm going to your house today. Very good. Good. I hope you like learning about the song, learning about Zacchaeus, and learning the song about Zacchaeus. And maybe you'll remember enough of it to sing it around your house sometime this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.